What is the first law of thermodynamics? Energy conservation. Imagine a world where energy is never lost or gained, only changed from one form to another. That's the core idea behind the first law of thermodynamics. Think of it as a rule that keeps everything in balance when it comes to energy. It's like a giant ledger where every bit of energy going in or out must be accounted for. This law tells us that in a closed system, where nothing enters or leaves, the total energy stays the same. When you heat water in a pot, the energy from the stove transfers to the water, raising its internal energy. If you then turn off the stove, the water cools down, losing energy to the surroundings. The total energy in the universe doesn't change, just moves around or transforms. In simple terms, the law says that energy can be transferred as heat or can do work. For example, when a car engine runs, fuel energy is converted into motion and heat. The energy coming from the fuel doesn't vanish. It just changes form. The key idea is that the change in the system's internal energy equals the heat added minus the work done by the system. If you add heat to a system, its internal energy increases. If the system does work, like pushing a piston, it uses some of its energy. When energy leaves the system as heat or work, its internal energy drops. Let's look at a practical example. Think of a steam engine. It takes in heat from burning fuel, which heats water, creating steam. The steam expands and pushes pistons, doing work. Some heat escapes to the cooler surroundings. The energy that went into heating the water is now partly converted into mechanical work and partly lost as heat. The first law guarantees that all these energy changes balance out. It's like a perfect accounting system for energy, making sure nothing mysteriously appears or disappears. Mathematically, it's written as a simple equation. The change in the system's internal energy equals the heat added minus the work done. If the internal energy increases, it's because more heat entered or less work was done. If it decreases, heat left or work was done on the surroundings. This principle helps us understand how engines work, how refrigerators cool things, and even how biological processes use energy. It's the foundation for all energy analysis in thermodynamics. In essence, the first law of thermodynamics is about keeping track of energy. It reminds us that energy is conserved, just changing shape, location, or form. Whether you're heating a cup of coffee or powering a spaceship, this law is what makes sure everything adds up. It's the fundamental rule that governs how energy moves and transforms everywhere in the universe.